Hey everybody, Jimmy here with the Triple C Collective on Superhero Saturday for episode 4 of Peacemaker, The Choad Last Traveled. Such, what a name. What a name. Um, so, the first 3 episodes, I totally see why they released those first 3 episodes in like one chunk. Watching them week to week definitely made the show a little bit difficult to like watch like that. Um, so I get why they dropped the first 3 episodes together. This episode I really liked. This is the first episode that James Gunn didn't direct. He wrote the whole series, but he didn't direct every episode. This one was directed by Jody Hill. Um, and so this I do like on how this episode picks up basically like right where the ending of the other episode, episode 3 did, with them like leaving the Goff residence and everything like that. Um, they're traveling in the van from the Goff residence back to the excuse me, back to HQ. They asked about like what happened to the butterfly. Peacemaker said he shot it, um, and like killed it while he was fighting, or after he had shot Senator Goff. Uh, then they get the vigilante complains more about his pinky toe. It's the most important toe. Adebayo is like, no, it's not. Like, it's not the most important toe. You'll be fine. Um, and we get Judo Master falling over then. And then they're like, oh yeah, what are we going to do about him? We get the title sequence. The fourth time now seeing this title sequence, like, I'm really digging it. It's still very weird. Like, the blank face, no, like, emotion that they do at all with their, like, dancing and everything like that. Like, their little marionette puppets and whatnot. Um, but it's growing on me. It's a this whole series has grown on me a little bit, little by little. First episode's a tough hang, though, it really is. It's a tough hang. Um, yeah. Anyhow, the after the title sequence, they arrive back at the HQ, where Myrn is looking to talk to Peacemaker. He pulls Myrn takes Peacemaker into his office while Adebayo, John, and Harcourt are all in like the war room or whatever, where all their desks are. Um, and Myrn is like having a major conversation with Peacemaker. Like, you're the only son of a bitch I got. Like, Waller told me you can kill people, and you choked last night. Like, what is going on with that, Peacemaker? Like I need to make sure that you can do this job. Otherwise, we're all screwed. We're all like, none of it will happen. Like we won't be able to accomplish it. We won't be able to get all of the butterflies and stuff. Like, we won't be able to complete our mission. um Peacemaker then starts saying that he's like, I'm not gonna just kill kids just because you tell me to. Like, the one and like we start to see a change here. I laugh because he says that the one of the kids being wholesome didn't make it easier to have to kill them either. Um, but So we start seeing this change now with Peacemaker, that we've seen little by little of him, like, kind of like the flashbacks that we've gotten of like Rick Flag, like Peacemaker, what a joke. Like, really kind of resonating with him, Peacemaker, and like we get it, like him actually saying it here a little bit. That he's just not going to kill him just because Myrn tells him he needs to have, basically alluding to like a better reason than that. Then we get a matter a mat eater lad, um, little conversation here with Peacemaker. It's really weird. It's a really great little poll. But the at the end of this is what's so weird for me, is that Myrn, after Peacemaker talks about Matt Eater Lad, um, like Myrn's like, don't worry about the butterflies. Come back later tonight and we'll explain like everything to you. And then Myrn gives this very weird look to Peacemaker, like um, once Peacemaker starts like walking away and going home. Inside the HQ, we get Harcourt and Leota talking. Uh, you know, Leota Adebayo is saying that she's never like killed anyone, never shot anyone. Harcourt's like, yeah, you're still got a perfect record. You still haven't done that. Um, and Harcourt tells Adebayo, like you can't balk at these hard choices. You got to be able to start. You got to be able to make them in the moment, on the fly like that. And like whenever they pop up, you've got to be able to make the hard choices. You can't just balk. You can't choke. You can't just like not do anything. You can't act. Is what Harcourt's really getting at here. And all of this is really great. I really love the bonding a little bit that we're getting between Harcourt and Adebayo. We're also getting that with Peacemaker and Adebayo. That's why I think Adebayo is my favorite. Leota Adebayo, played by Danielle Brooks. She's fantastic. So good. She is my favorite so far of every episode. She's my favorite, whether it be just like certain line deliveries that she has or certain conversations that she has with it. She's all over the place in the best kind of ways though for it. And I love watching her, and I'm really invested in her and her wife. I don't think we see her wife enough, or like kind of check in on her wife enough, so I hope her wife is okay. Um, then we also get uh, John and Adebayo leaves the like HQ like war room place and kind of sees John taking care of Judo Master, and like is trying to look for like somebody to kind of like console her a little bit of like, like, you'll be okay, you can do this, you can handle this. um and John Ikamos's point is that he's like, I stomped his ass, pointing at Judo Master. I stomped his ass. I can take care of business. I can do it. Because so far I got in this series, like, those two haven't done up until like this point really had the chance, or really done like the crazy action, like fighting and stuff. Like, that's really been I think it's Jennifer Holland as Amelia Harcourt, and John Cena as Christopher Smith, Peacemaker. um and God, I can't think of Vigilante's name right now, but him kind of getting a lot of like the action and the like kind of fighting and stuff, and though the other two really haven't. And then but I mean, we did see John at the end of episode 3 crash the car and like beat Judo Master with the like tire iron. Um, so he's stepping it up. Um, and they kind of have that conversation. Then we get Vigilante and Peacemaker finally leaving their HQ. This whole this whole little bit of the episode is great. Vigilante is so mad and so upset at Peacemaker for last night, for the night before, of just letting Vigilante get his balls electrocuted and almost lost a pinky toe, the most important toe that he keeps saying again in the car. And so that's really like that's really great. Peacemaker kind of starts picking up on it. He's like, I get the sense that you're angry, even maybe even a little muffed, a little miffed. Um, and so like that whole little bit is great. Then they kind of start moving on to talking about their dads, Peacemaker and Vigilante. Vigilante is like, dude, I'm pretty sure your dad's racist. And like, Peacemaker makes a really bad, like, your dad left you and turned gay. Like, it's a really bad, like, bad, stupid joke. Um, and, uh, and so like they have this really this really bad conversation about like their dads, and they're just like insulting each other back and forth. And then Vigilante though pulls up to Peacemaker's like dad's house, and he's like, well, your dad's a racist. Why does he have a flag, an upside down flag? Like that's like a racist thing. Like and Peacemaker's just like, oh, it's just some like deep state, like anti deep state thing or whatever, and just kind of brushes it off like as he always has for his dad. And it's one of those things where like I God, if Peacemaker doesn't kill his dad by the end of this series to make his full transformation like over to like the good guy, then I don't know if he is a good guy then. But Peacemaker has Vigilante going to his house, so that Peacemaker can get a new helmet from his dad, and because his dad is has been arrested, and oh god, I need a drink. Okay. So Peacemaker enters his dad's house. They're on the news. There's a report about a missing gorilla. Is that a nod to Gorilla Grodd? I mean, if we got like Dollman and if we got like Batmite nods, like why wouldn't you give us a Gorilla Grodd nod in this show? That would be something like wacky and crazy enough for James Gunn to put in here. So I really hope that like we might get like another nod like randomly of seeing it, or that might be the only one that we get of a gorilla. So either way, that was really fun. Peacemaker gets his helmet, enters that quantum storage thing again. Vigilante walks in and he's like, oh, that's your dad's white dragon costume, right? And Peacemaker's like, well, what are you doing in here? They have that whole conversation. Vigilante's like, what is this? Because it definitely isn't like it definitely isn't fitting the schematic of like your dad's like house and stuff that he has. And Peacemaker explains it's a quantum storage thing that his dad built, that like holds all of that stuff that we continually see in there. Um, and then we have Vigilante brings around the conversation of Peacemaker's dad being a racist again, and they have the if it looks like a duck, acts like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And Peacemaker just doesn't understand the analogy there, and oh man, it is so funny. It is a really great like minute, 2 minutes maybe, between Vigilante and Peacemaker, and it's just so great. Exiting the house, Peacemaker runs into the old man neighbor again. The old man neighbor is like, don't you have a coterie of supervillains? He's like, no, because they're, and Peacemaker answers him, no, because they're all 6 feet under. And the old man's like, see, Batman would never kill. And Peacemaker brings up a good point. He says, how many people has Batman inadvertently killed by not killing Joker or any of his villains? How many people end up always getting hurt or being killed by him not killing them and only sending them back to jail, only to have them break out again. Whereas if he killed them, they're gone. Interesting question. It's like the same question, why wouldn't Bruce Wayne work more so on infrastructure within Gotham City as opposed to dressing up as a bat? Questions. I don't know. It was an interesting conversation and question to have here, because the old guy even at the end is just like, I was just trying to make conversation. You didn't need to be like a dick to me. um, so that's all really funny. um, Peacemaker calls Myrn and tells Myrn that Peacemaker calls Myrn and tells Myrn, you had my father arrested because the neighbor told Peacemaker that his father was taken away by the cops. And so then Myrn on the phone starts saying F you and looking at John and saying F you to him, like through the window and stuff. And it's so great. It's so awesome. It's really, it's really, really funny. And then we get the Peacemaker Vigilante car ride 2. And Vigilante's like going hard on like the Peacemaker team, Myrn, John, Harcourt, Adebayo, all of them. And he's like, they're not best friend material. I'm best friend material. Going and playing that card and stuff again. And Peacemaker's like, no, Eagly's my best friend. Like, what are you talking about? None of them, not even you, are my best friend. Eagly's my best friend. And Peacemaker again kind of shows a different side here. He apologizes to Vigilante. I'm sorry I didn't care a little bit more about what was happening to you last night, and like tried to take care of you a little bit. Then Vigilante offers to take Peacemaker to jail, or to jail to see his dad so that they can talk. Peacemaker admits that he knows that his dad's racist, but it's his dad. He can't just like kill him. And then Vigilante points out, like, well, you know, he does all these like hate crimes and stuff. Like, he's a pretty bad guy. We should really kill him. Like, he's not a good guy. We get a cutback to Myrn and the Peacemaker HQ. And it's Myrn talking to Leota Adebayo, and Myrn is saying like he Peacemaker trusts you. You need to like make sure he is on board with us and he is okay and his head is on right. Like, we need you. Despite your lack of a resume, Waller insisted that you are ready for this job. Make sure that, like, you know, do her proud, do me proud. And then Leota Adebayo like leaves and goes to go find and like head after Peacemaker. Judo Master escapes, and he escapes by doing this weird like body convulsing like shaking thing while he's in his restraints, and that's just like wild. Adebayo gets to the police station and confronts Peacemaker and Vigilante. Vigilante is without his costume on, so Adebayo talks to Peacemaker, can't convince him to stop going into the jail and talking to his dad and like basically telling his dad that, hey, I'm sorry about this, I didn't mean for this to happen, this is the people I'm working for, like, don't do that. Peacemaker goes inside. Adebayo calls out Vigilante and is like, so you're Vigilante, right? And Vigilante's like, no, I'm not Vigilante, and starts trying to change his voice and stuff. And it's so great. It's a great like 2 minute bit. It's awesome, so funny. If there's one thing that they do really well here, that James Gunn has done, like at least writing this show, is that he's done a really good job of blending a little bit of everything, but the blend he's been able to weave in and out of stuff really well. Except for that first episode, I really just don't think we needed it. But other than that, like the balance and everything has been like pretty good. If it goes too far one way, it starts to swing back the other and stuff. And like, it, I don't know. I've enjoyed it as it's gone on. Um, then we get the Peacemaker. Uh, uh, Talking to like Adebayo, saying like I gotta go in there, I gotta talk to my dad. And Adebayo's like, you know that your dad thinks people who look like me and have like skin like me think that we're second class citizens and like don't like deserve like basic rights that everybody deserves and stuff, right? Like you understand that because like you seem to like me as like a coworker and stuff, and like you see how this is like messed up, and like Peacemaker's like, yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. It's a really great conversation. Again, if Peacemaker doesn't kill his dad at the end of this, I will be very disappointed. I also could have done without knowing Peacemaker's dad at all, and I think you still could have had this change without including. I don't know. I don't know. But Peacemaker visits his dad and says that like the people that I was working for did this to you. I had nothing to do with this. His dad's all mad, saying that he's like gone soft. I can't believe that this stuff is going on. And his dad also says that I'm no rat, but the second they allow me to talk to somebody, I'm spilling everything. And Peacemaker's like, well, that in fact, like in all by definition and all technicality, that makes you a rat then. And then we get a quick cut back of Adebayo and Vigilante talking, and Adebayo floats the idea to Vigilante that he should kill Peacemaker's dad. Like, kill him outright. His dad, like, being alive causes Peacemaker a lot of pain, with Vigilante wanting to be the best friend to Peacemaker. Adebayo, floats this idea on like the merits and friendship and stuff of Vigilante to Peacemaker. Peacemaker gets a gets a ride home in Adebayo, saying that you'll be fine, it'll be all right. Peacemaker's like, my dad hates me, everybody hates me, I'm the bad kind of Choad. Adebayo's like, nah, think you're the good kind. We get Vigilante getting arrested by taking a garbage can from like the police like picnic area outside, and throwing it up against a window so that he could get thrown into jail with Peacemaker's dad. We get Judo Master is gone. John calls Adebayo and is like, I need help. Judo Master's gone. We need to track him down. We need to I can't do this. Like, I need some help here. Adebayo says Cobra Kai might have gotten out. Then we get Peacemaker versus Judo Master, which is pretty great. It's pretty awesome. Peacemaker jumps out a window after Adebayo and After Adebayo and Peacemaker go see John, like wheezing, John's able to get his inhaler. He's able to tell Peacemaker to go out the window. That's where Judo Master went. Peacemaker runs, jumps out the window, has like a superhero landing, and then it's like again kind of like a daytime version of what we saw at the end of episode 1 when when that lady attacks Peacemaker in the parking lot of her apartment building. Peacemaker's out there like kind of looking for Judo Master and is like talking smack and stuff. Then Judo Master attacks him. There's a really great fight in between there. Uh, we get Judo Master saying that you don't understand, butterflies aren't what you think. Um, we get Adebayo. She takes the shot. She makes the hard choice. She doesn't balk, and it's because it's for Peacemaker. Her and Peacemaker are friends. They are enjoying each other, and so they have each other's back. But Peacemaker's also really mad. He's like, I was gonna win that fight. Why'd you do that? I was gonna win, like, beat him fair and square and stuff, and then you shot him. Oh, and so Peacemaker is upset about that. Peacemaker also was convinced that people who knew like karate and kung fu would be able to move up a kidney into replace their heart by like doing what we would have seen Judo Master do earlier, I guess, in a way of being able to get out of the restraints. All of that was crazy. All of it's crazy. Peacemaker's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. We get Peacemaker then going back home. Christopher Smith, John Cena. He's back at home, and it's like Peacemaker at home is intercut with the jail at this point. Peacemaker like greets eagerly. Vigilante is taken to like the General Pop, where like the White Dragon and all of his Aryan Brotherhood are. Peacemaker is found out to have lied. He kept the butterfly. He kept a thing of honey for the butterfly. And Vigilante then enters and sees the White Dragon, sits down. PM, Peacemaker tries to get eagerly to stop attacking the butterfly, because the eagle kind of goes after the butterfly since it's in like this big old mason jar type thing. We get a cut of Harcourt and Adebayo. Adebayo is telling Harcourt, I didn't balk. I took the shot, and they have this really nice bonding moment about how like shooting somebody, firing a gun, possibly even killing somebody can affect you. Harcourt was like, she didn't have a period for 3 months after it. That's wild. That she was just like so stressed out and like so like nerve wracked by it. And then Adebayo's like, does he get like better? Not really. It kind of gets easier, but not really. And it's a really great conversation that they have. It's a really great like bonding moment for these two, and I'm really excited that they had it. That these two characters were able to get that, because that's been something that's been really neat to see between those two. And then we get a team meeting. Adebayo lets it slip that she has sent like Vigilante to try and kill Peacemaker's dad, and they're all they're all so mad. Mern is like, I thought I had soldiers, but you guys are the apple dumpling gang. Um, John Steve Agee, he really likes that. I really like that too. It's really awesome. It's a great burn. Um, they Mern's like, we can't be losing Peacemaker's trust like this. Like we can't we can't be like manipulate like we need to manipulate him to like our side to have him like be like with us and following us. We can't have like vigilante kill Peacemaker's like dad. It's like Mern is going off. He's like, it's the four of us against an alien invasion. We've got to get Vigilante out of the system. And they find out that Vigilante, like who he is, Adrian Chase, because Adebayo is able to describe him from seeing him outside of the jail. And when they pull up the picture of him, Harcourt is like, "Is that our busboy from Fennel Fields?" And that was really great. Then we get Vigilante sitting down with the White Dragon and his Aryan Brotherhood. He antagonizes them by asking feelings of what black people have contributed to America, and he starts insulting like country music and all kinds of music, not just country, but all kinds of music, and it's great. It's a great little scene because the Aryan brothers get like really mad and really upset and start like trying to fight him. Vigilante is too good. He's Adrian Chase. He's too quick. He beats all of them, and then he tries to get Peacemaker's dad to come after him, but he doesn't. The guards start to storm in, and the black man who Peacemaker's dad kicked out of his seat when Peacemaker's dad first got to jail, and Jen Pop and said, "I like the way that the sun touches my skin here." That guy screams out, "It was the Aryan Brotherhood who started the fight. That guy didn't do anything." Having his back and stuff, having Vigilante's back. So that was really great. This little scene here is so awesome. And then Vigilante messes up here. As they're being taken away, Vigilante gets close to Peacemaker's dad, the White Dragon, and says, "You're a bad dad." Mm-hmm. And then that is what tips off Peacemaker's dad that this guy staring at him was sent by the people who his son Christopher Smith works for. It's crazy. It's wild. It's an awesome little bit of the scene here. Then we get Peacemaker at the bar with Harcourt. Peacemaker, makes a comment saying that Harcourt looks really great in her shirt. And he is wondering what it says in his file, because earlier in the episode, Adebayo says, like, we all know like what your file says, like we've all read it, we all know what's in there. And Harcourt says like that you were trained to kill by your father. Your brother died under mysterious circumstances. You were involved, and you were involved somehow. And it's like, ooh, wow, didn't know this. Then we get Peacemaker back home. He is drinking, smoking his bong, dancing around. Another great musical montage. We get Vigilante out of jail. John is with Judo Master, who was shot by Adebayo in the chest while Peacemaker, was fighting him in the parking lot. Then we get Adebayo ignoring Kia. Come on, that's your wife. Don't ignore her. We get Mern by himself watching what could have been Lethal Weapon or something else. I don't know. I don't really know what he was watching on the TV there. Then we get Harcourt is actually picking up Vigilante from jail, which I thought was wild. Um, but Vigilante admits he's like, I think I might have made things worse. We get a flashback here with Peacemaker, like because we get after Vigilante says that we see Peacemaker, we get a flashback. It is Peacemaker with his dad, very young, with another guy tied up, and Peacemaker goes up and starts stabbing the guy at after his dad's commands. We get Rick Flag, saying Peacemaker, what a joke. He's falling down. We get Eagly and the butterfly. Like the butterfly is still in the mason jar, but it can roll itself. So they all roll, like the butterfly rolls closer to Peacemaker. Eagly moves closer to Peacemaker. Um, Peacemaker, we see, grabs a picture of his brother. Then we get another flashback of Peacemaker and his brother, like rocking out in their room or whatever. We get Adebayo seeing the Glen Tao business card and a Glen Tao like name badge, making that connection, finding that. We get a major then reveal here in the last couple of minutes right before the episode ends. We find out that Mern is a butterfly. Mern is a butterfly. Like holy cow. That was crazy, but it also makes sense. He's been kind of weird, giving weird looks all throughout the season. And now with this reveal here, this makes a lot of sense. Which is still great. Like I still find this character really interesting. I wonder if the rest of the team will find out. Um, cause yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of that plays out. The post credit scene is great. It's the extended like conversation about a quacking duck and all of that stuff. Like it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's probably a duck. All of that is really great. This was episode 4 of Peacemaker, which again I thought was really great. It was really awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed episodes 2, 3, and 4 a lot. The show seems to be getting better and better with each episode for me. And I am super excited to continue watching it and to continue doing these little review videos on Peacemaker. So thank you for joining us here at the Triple C Collective for Superhero Saturday. I'm Jimmy Clark, and you guys stay safe.